Hey, once again, this is J.R. Reed with Not Weird, Just Autistic. And as I said the other day, I'm going to start adding audio and video versions of my blog posts because the reality is people use different mediums in order to get their content. So this is called A Good Cup of Joe is a great beginning to the morning. It makes a busy morning seem more manageable. Coffee, beans, cup of joe. No matter what you call it, it's something most of us enjoy, and for some, it's an obsession. For me, it's a way to relax and start my morning. Usually no more than 2 to 3 cups, except on days when I have writer's block. On those days, I can drink 2 pots, and if I still need more, I add a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew to the mix. Right now, you're probably thinking, holy crap, why not just hook up an IV and ingest caffeine that way? Well, the answer to that question is it would probably interfere with my typing. And if it sounds like too much caffeine, it is. Thankfully, those days happen only a couple of times a year. When you learn that I'm autistic, diagnosed with Asperger's 10 years ago, and that my brain fires at 100 miles an hour even without caffeine, you can imagine what it's like in there when I'm jacked up on caffeine. Can you see the flames at the bottom of the tattoo that's in the original blog post? It is the word Asperger's with flames at the bottom. It signifies that my brain is always on fire. Today is a busy day as I have emails to respond to, catch up on my Medium reading, prep social media for an article I have coming on the Mighty. After that, it's writing this piece plus 2 others and plan for a live online panel I'm putting together and moderating in January on living as an authentic autistic life in 2022. Finally, I have to prep for being a guest on a podcast tonight. Sounds exhausting, right? As I contemplate the day and what takes priority over another, I fill my tea kettle and turn up the heat. Next, I grab my French press and prep it for brewing this magical elixir. First thing I opened was Facebook, and there I found a message from someone I didn't know. She thought that I should know that she had just become a personal wealth related mindset coach, and she was gracious enough to offer me her services for only $1,000. Block. I've recently become certified as a cognitive behavioral therapist, and I'm working on starting a business. However, I will not be spamming a bunch of randos, and I won't be charging $1,000. Let's hope my emails bring better results. The kettle goes off, and I pour the scalding liquid into the press and go back to the emails while it brews. Email was great. I received some positive comments on Medium stories, was asked to write a piece for a major magazine, and was offered a speaking gig. My first live appearance since I spoke at the rotunda of the Missouri State Capitol to 1,500 3 days before COVID shut the country down. I also reminded myself to update my website, Not Weird, Just Autistic, with info on today's podcast. With the coffee steeped, I picked up my iPad and retreated to my reading chair, a plush rocking chair that I found on Facebook last year. I opened the Medium app and read some great pieces. I followed, I clapped, I commented. I thought a bit about how I wanted to format this story. What message did I want people to get? What's the focus going to be? What do I use for a title? After pouring myself a second cup, I sat at my keyboard and, still suffering from a twinge of writer's block, I cranked up the volume on my speakers and turned on my Write Yo Ass Off playlist. Foo Fighters came on first, and I knew it was going to be a good writing session. I'm not sure how this piece will turn out. I guess that's for you to decide by clapping and following. Fingers crossed. For many out there, coffee is absolutely necessary. For others, it's an obsession. Not for me. In my crazy autistic mind, coffee is a warm beverage that helps me feel comfortable and relaxed. I know I can sit in my reading chair and sip it while I read, or while I outline a speech or my next book. This is my story of coffee and how it adds to my morning. What's your story? I know I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure others would as well. Cheers. Big shout out to Tom Clinton Smith for his piece, The Death of Shame. It's an amazing read that will get you thinking about shame on a world stage and in your life. Ron, the next cup is on me. And if you like what you read, please consider following me. It would make my day knowing that there are others who enjoy my writing. And that can be done at notweirdjustautistic.medium.com. That's it for today's blog post. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back for more.